We just had another SmackDown and the show had an interesting flow. Definitely had some highlights, and yes people, the streak of good WWE television, is shocking to say, continues. Now we know the rumors about Jacob Fatu were legit, and Ilja Dragunov dethroned Sami Zayn after a very good match. I honestly didn't see any rumors about Ilja returning. I had no idea he's gonna show up. I thought this opening challenge is going to continue for a longer time, but I do think that was one hell of a moment. And Ilja is so interesting to watch in that ring. I think we can literally just continue whatever Sami Zayn was doing. I really enjoyed the show. It just flew by. It had something different. It didn't feel like the same episode of SmackDown we've been watching for months and months now, people. The show kicks off with Nick Aldis. He announces Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, #1 contenders match for the WWE Championship. All of us knew this match is most likely not gonna happen because most of us heard about the rumors of Jacob Fatu being injured, which is not even a wrestling related injury, and that he's gonna be out for months. So all we knew is that something is going to happen to Jacob Fatu. But then we see Cody Rhodes and he talks about his challengers. He would love to face Jacob Fatu. He also talked about Seth Rollins, about Crown Jewel. They'll cross paths again, but Seth has his issues to handle and he's going to handle SmackDown's issues. Pretty basic promo. Cody asking the fans who would they rather see win. Is it Jacob Fatu? Is it Drew McIntyre? And again, we all knew Jacob Fatu ain't winning this. He's not even gonna be in this match. We see Solo with MFTs backstage. They run into Rey Fenix, who's having pictures taken. They tell cameraman to take pictures of them instead. Obviously, Rey Fenix doesn't appreciate that, and we got a brawl. Just MFTs showing dominance. And I believe during this episode, WWE doubled down on the aura that MFTs gained last week. Finally, it's getting interesting. We got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Sol Ruca and Zarya. So this was a very, very good match in my opinion. Like I've said, I appreciated the flow of the show. It was absolute chaos. Also some good wrestling, some unexpected things, some surprises, and even the main event, right? And this match was really, really good too. When Raw was watching the match, I know Charlotte Flair is getting a lot of hate, but I think she's absolutely killing it in this role. So they successfully defended the championships, which I believe WWE could visit one day. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra. I mean, sure, they're on different shows, people, but the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships can be both on Raw, they can be on SmackDown, so that's not necessarily an issue. But so far, I'm loving this show. Everything is fast, segment, good match, and we move on to the next thing. Cody stopped by Jacob Fatu. Both men are face to face. Fatu welcomes Rhodes to the Bay Area and talks about how he's going to beat Drew McIntyre tonight. Everybody will know Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brakes. I do wonder though, how many people in the audience actually knew that the rumors are floating around about Jacob Fatu not even being able to wrestle right now. If anything though, I think it got a lot of heat on Drew McIntyre, which is a good thing. You gotta get something good out of a bad situation. We saw a video promo of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. He says everything he has done has been a calculated move. He and Zelina Vega says this was always their plan. They are necessary evil. Zelina says the venom isn't poison, it's salvation. I don't buy any of that, people. I think WWE just came up with this shit. This wasn't a plan. Just a couple of months ago, Zelina Vega was the United States champion. She was basically looking like Sasha Banks. None of this was planned. Don't give me that bullshit, WWE. I don't buy it. But I like what WWE are doing. I'm really interested in this partnership, although I gotta say, I wish we got more of them on this SmackDown. You know, it's kind of unfortunate. I wanted to see them on actual television because for whatever reason, when we get video packages, it doesn't do anything for me, and I guess part of that is because it doesn't have the crowd reaction, and wrestling is 80% of crowd reaction, right? Like, however the crowd responds, that is the most important thing. The Miz wants something big, and Aldis says he'll consider it. Sami Zayn enters, he's upset he's not booked tonight. Nick says he wanted to give Nakamura a proper match, but Nakamura is still in Japan. Zayn pushes back, he wants the match, he doesn't care about MFTs, he's not gonna, you know, be scared of them, he wants to have the match. He declares he's going to the ring, and he's going to defend his championship. Nick turns to The Miz, and The Miz just says, we're good, and leaves. Obviously, The Miz had a plan. So, The Miz was ready to challenge Sami Zayn, but he got attacked by Carmelo Hayes. Basically the same thing The Miz did to Carmelo Hayes for a couple of weeks. So this rivalry is continuing. Carmelo is a babyface. I can't wait to see the promo, how the crowd is going to react to a babyface Carmelo Hayes. I think that's pretty interesting. Now, Ilja Dragunov challenges Sami Zayn instead, and people, what a match. match. What a performance. What a tattoo. That was definitely a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure how I feel about that, but none of it matters. That was a very, very good match. I wasn't even watching this match alone. I was watching it with my cousin, and it's always interesting to see how casual wrestling fans get surprised by wrestlers like Ilja Dragunov. His moveset is so unique. His signatures, finishers are so unique. Nobody actually does that in the WWE. And look at me, a Lithuanian complimenting a Russian wrestler. You know I'm not biased. Like, holy shit. We got Solo with the distraction, and the way he just calmly stood there, that's a lot of aura, man. That's a lot of aura. I can't believe I'm saying this shit about Solo Sikoa. It took such a long time for me to get excited about anything Solo does. So yes, people, Ilja Dragunov beats Sami Zayn, and he's the new United States champion. So first of all, I don't mind that idea. I think it was surprising, and knowing that WWE are going with a lot of changes creatively, I'm not gonna complain, even though I really enjoyed Sami Zayn's opening challenge. I think, like I've said, we could literally get the same thing. He can continue the opening challenge, because this is the type of guy you want to see wrestling on every single SmackDown or Raw, because this is the guy who adds something different to the show. This is the first championship he won on the main roster. Happy for the guy. Obviously, he looks jacked as hell. This is a common theme with the WWE lately. Well, first of all, decent television and surprises. We got a lot of surprise in the span of, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. This is absolutely crazy, and obviously you can't keep up with that shit. Not every show is going to be like that, but this is something Triple H and TKO been criticized a lot for, predictability, and this was definitely unpredictable. The surprise of his return was unpredictable, and obviously the result of the match. Then they got attacked by MFTs, Ray Phoenix too, obviously, and Solo says, did you all forget? Let me remind you, MFTs run SmackDown. They're going to get everything that the family lost, and he will make his family tree champions again. And then we got another MFT versus Wyatt 6Ts. So this is exactly what they thought is going to happen. They're not just focusing on Sami, they're focusing on everybody. They're trying to run SmackDown just like Division is trying to run Monday Night Raw. And maybe, just maybe this time around, it's actually gonna work. Obviously, fingers crossed. WWE can literally make it boring in like the next couple of weeks, but so far I'm loving it, because I get this vibe of Solo Sikoa actually being successful with this shit. He doesn't feel like a crybaby heel anymore. It's like he's coming out here causing chaos, and he's confident in that shit. WWE set up Motor City Machine Guns versus Los Garza. We got the match, which was another good match, but I was expecting something with Santos Escobar, and Los Garza losing was actually pretty surprising to me. We all know what happened with Santos Escobar contract in the WWE. He wants creative changes, so the first week he signs with the WWE, his teammates lose. This is kinda crazy, but hopefully it doesn't mean much. Backstage, we see Fraction and DIY. Axiom challenges Johnny Gargano to a match, and Fraction leave the locker room. So it seems to me like WWE are trying to revive the SmackDown tag team division, which was kinda, I wouldn't necessarily say dead, but definitely a lot weaker in the last couple of months. You know, it used to be the most exciting thing about SmackDown, and it seems like WWE realized that they got a little too comfortable. We were supposed to get Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, but we see Jacob with equipment on top of him and blood on the floor, you know, blood coming out of his mouth, which was a really, really good shot. It seemed like his teeth was missing. You know, I like when WWE does this shit, and for whatever reason, it's always Drew McIntyre causing it. It reminded me of the time Drew McIntyre carried CM Punk on his shoulders in his hometown, so this was very, very similar. So Drew grabs the microphone, calls Jacob Fatu bleeding gums Fatu, all gas, no brakes. He demands the referee to raise his hand and call him the #1 contender. We see Nick Aldis, and obviously he accuses Drew McIntyre, and Drew denies all of it. You're just working for corporate Cody. WWE could definitely do a plot twist. Maybe it's not Drew McIntyre, but obviously as a viewer you're supposed to believe it's definitely Drew McIntyre. Obviously Drew McIntyre. So then we see Cody. He says enough is enough, and somehow, someway we got a WWE Championship match on SmackDown. I like the way WWE did it. Just chaos, sense of urgency. This was in a way shocking, unexpected. This is how wrestling should feel in my opinion. Obviously Jacob Fatu being injured is an unfortunate situation situation, but WWE got something good out of something very, very bad. What was also interesting is Cody cheating in a way. He hits Drew McIntyre with the Undisputed Championship and he got disqualified. Then we got a big brawl. We got to see a bit of a different side of Cody in a way. It's really interesting, people. Cody got himself disqualified, which gives Drew McIntyre just weeks and weeks of content, you know, complaining about how he knew he's not gonna be Drew McIntyre. I talked about the possibility, you know, my idea of Drew McIntyre being involved in this riot with Randy Orton and Cody, and Drew McIntyre manipulating Randy Orton into working with him, you know. Eventually, maybe it's Randy Orton winning the championship, and then Drew McIntyre turns face, gets the championship. There are so many possibilities. I just like that WWE just decided to continue with Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and hopefully, people, Randy Orton is going to be involved in this storyline. I really want to see some manipulation from Drew McIntyre, where Randy Orton starts questioning, is Cody really a friend or just using him? But in general, decent episode of SmackDown. I apologize that this video is a bit late. I had guests. But as always, people, thank you for watching this video. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.